Alright, so part 2. Anyway, I love my son very, very much. He is number 4 of 6. And he's one of my kids that I can ask him to do something, and while he may complain about it and give me attitude, he generally gets things done. Yeah. So he feels like a lot of responsibility falls on him, but comparatively speaking, he has no clue. My husband works a lot, like I've mentioned. He no longer works 7 days a week. He finally got a job as a full-time driver after 11 years of working for UPS. The financial recession in 2008 really kind of screwed that up, because now drivers are being promoted in 2 to 3 years sometimes. So, yeah, it's hard because I need my kids to help with things like feeding the chickens and cleaning out the brooder boxes and helping feed and water the dogs, which are mostly house dogs, and cleaning up after them. I mean, we have a 6-month-old puppy. He's huge. He's probably pushing 60 pounds right now. And, I mean, he looks like a full-grown dog, but he's very much a puppy at heart. And he makes a lot of messes, which is common for giant breed puppies. So, it's not that they're asked to do too much, but I am not able to be out there with them doing the chores beside them. And sometimes my family is understanding of that, and sometimes they're not. Sometimes I can get a great deal done, and sometimes I can't. Sometimes cooking dinner is the one thing I can do during the day. And sometimes I can drive, sometimes I can't. I'm very cautious about driving, because if I'm not mentally clear, I don't feel it's safe for me to be behind the wheel of a car. And that irritates my kids to no end. And my oldest daughter, while she's ready to be independent, she moved out a lot sooner than I would have hoped for her, because of the problems with my 13-year-old son. Because she got sick of having to deal with his attitude and him picking fights and irritating people all the time. And I miss her greatly. She was a big help, but I also understand that she planned and worked hard to move out and is doing quite well. She's got quite a lot of savings. At times she's working 2 jobs and going to college full-time. And, you know, she's doing great. I'm very proud of her. And my daughter, my second daughter, is also laying the groundwork to be able to move out when she graduates as well, partially due to the problems with my son and the craziness of her younger 3 siblings, because of the ADHD. And just, you know, ADHD creates a lot of hyperactivity issues, especially in the evenings when they get home from school. And while they're great kids, there's only so much that medicine can do for them, and I don't want them drugged up all the time. Some of my kids are on ADHD medicine, some of them are not. And I kind of leave it up to them whether when they get to a certain age, whether they want to take it or not. My son Zach absolutely needs it. He doesn't like taking it, but he does not function at school or at home when he doesn't have his medicine. And it's very frustrating for me because I love my kids. I want my family around me. And, you know, they're wanting out of the house. And they love God. They keep Torah with us. But it's just heartbreaking for me to be in this decade of my life right now. Yeah. I'm not really prepared for this decade. And I will have a kid graduating every other year for the next, I guess, 8 years now, because my youngest is in 3rd grade. And while I have let go gracefully and tried not to overburden my kids or make them feel guilty for planning their lives out and to move out, I desperately miss having them around. I desperately miss the gifts they added. Well, just my one daughter's moved out. But the gifts that she added to our family. And she and my oldest daughter are honestly the 2 kids that have been the most responsible with helping around the house and seeing stuff that needs done and getting it done without fighting. My 15-year-old son is a 15-year-old freshman boy, and he is very mature in parts of his life, but at home he definitely has that attitude of I want to be on my phone, I hide in my room, and if you ask me to do something and you walk away, or if I need to go lay down because I'm throwing up, he just wanders off and he doesn't feel bad about it. And yes, while they understand Torah, they're not to a point where the head knowledge is heart knowledge. They'll get there. And I really struggle with guilt because I can't be out there all the time standing over them and cracking the whip. And it's a struggle. And well, I'm going to have to end this one here because I'm going to end up throwing up. So much love and many blessings to you guys. Bye-bye.